Hey guys, so I'm working on the Froknowsphoto Raw edit number 53, and I got an interesting idea of where I want to go. I kind of want to go old school or old world, almost like dirty, almost like he's working at the railroad back in the day. Because the image itself, even though it's really nice and really well shot, it's just kind of, like feels like it was taken at a park, could have been Travel Town here in Griffith Park. I'm not sure where he shot it, but so I want to take it to a little more kind of cinematic, a little more interesting story-wise. Not so much the picture itself. The picture is great. I'm going to crop it definitely. I want to close up on his face, but I want to tell a different story. So the first thing I did is I brought it into Camera Raw. I enabled the lens profile, and by the way, I already did the edit. I'm just going to go through my layers because it took me a little bit longer than I wanted, and I think it's just better if I just show you my layers and kind of show you what I did. But first thing I did was enable my lens correction. I do that with everything. Then I went into my white balance and put it on cloudy to make it, this is where it was shot, and it just warms it up a little bit, even though I'm going to cool it down quite a bit, but you'll see. I added a little bit of exposure, about half a stop, just because it felt a little dark to me, and then a little bit of clarity and a little bit of vibrance, and that's all I did in Camera Raw. Then I brought it into Photoshop. I gave it this crop. So once I brought it into Photoshop, I cropped it to this, and that's I kind of wanted to focus more on his face and his eyes, and he's got really great eyes. The next thing I did is there's a little white up here where this top of this roof is just kind of distracting me, just because it's this bright spot in the corner, so I got rid of that. And then I did some healing on his face, real simple healing. He's got like a stain on his tooth, and this little area right here is just really kind of popping out, so I got rid of that. Got rid of the stain on his tooth. All I did there was just with a little paintbrush, added a little color, just to clean up his tooth. The next thing I did is I added a really sharp high pass layer. I duplicated everything I have, and then I went into filters, high pass, filter, other, high pass. And what I did is I put it to like 3, I think, just to really sharpen his face. It might even be more, it might be more like 4. But I really wanted to sharpen his face, and you can see how I really just sharpened his face. Like almost went too far. Normally you wouldn't go this far, but for the type of image I'm trying to create, I did that. Then I created a mask so it's only affecting his face, not affecting the background. See if I, next thing I did is under his hat, the shadow right here gets a little dark once I add well, here, let me show you. I added this bluish gradient map, and I put it on overlay, and it gave it this like cool, it gives it that like world, it takes me into that world that I wanted it to be in. And then I added so that's a black to white gradient map put on overlay, and it's at 69%. Then I did a black, just straight black and white, no blue gradient map, and put that on luminosity, and it just gives it a little bit more kind of contrast, I guess. And then I did one last gradient map that's a little warmer. That's a brown to yellow to white, just to give it a little warmth. And that one's only set to 5%. I just wanted to give it a little teeny bit of warmth, just a teeny little bit of warmth. Okay, so see how his eyes got really dark, so I had to lighten them up. I used a curve, and I brought this curve up, and it really just lightened it up and masked out just this area right here. So yeah, I wanted to lighten that up. Then I worked on his eyes. I brightened his eyes. I did 2 layers of eye brightening. One brightens the entire eye, and then the other one just the pupils. And again, those are curves that are moved up. And the next thing I did was just a vignette, just a real soft vignette to darken the corners off, and just kind of make you focus on his face even a little bit more, even though his shot is right there. And then I did a noise layer, and I added quite a bit of noise because I did 15 in noise because I wanted it to be kind of one of those old school noisy images. And that's really all I did. I mean, I kind of really like this image. It turned out to be really cool, you know, like just a completely, like I said, I wanted to take it to a different world. Let me group my layers. PSD adjustments. So I always make a layer. I make a group where I put all my adjustments in so I can always go back and forth. So that's the before and that's the after. See, it's a completely different world, I believe. It really, 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 really changes this image from a modern kind of snapshot looking image. I hate to say snapshot because everybody thinks that's bad, but it just feels like this is more something that I would go out and take any day with any camera. And then once you bring it in here, it really feels like it's part of a movie or part of a, you know, just kind of an old picture telling a huge story about this guy who works at the train yards and he's dirty and stuff. So I just kind of wanted to show what can be done other than just kind of editing a picture. There's some effects that you can put on these pictures that'll really change the mood of them. And that's where I wanted to take this image. I mean, there's not much else I want to do to it. I could, you know, you can work on an image for days and 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 take it to a million different places. But I think this is one where I'm liking where I ended up, and I hope you do too. And I will see you next time. This was the Froknowsphoto Raw edit number 53. I'm George, and please subscribe to my channel. You know, I'm trying to build up my subscribers, and I've added some content. I hope you guys enjoy it, and if you really like it, leave me a comment, and I will see you next time. Thank you very much.